Welcome. It's 4 o'clock here in Malaysia and probably bare o'clock somewhere around the world. And welcome to the Cobra TV. It's a Friday sessions here with myself, Rashid Saleh, and Dilan, your usual hosts for the show. We had, as I mentioned in the promos, that we're welcoming everyone to the show this time around. So we're going to be talking about everything rugby, but we do have some updates for you guys. Especially for those of you who are concerned about what's going on with Cobra Rugby. But here's the email. It's cobrarugbytv@gmail.com. If you'd like to come on as a guest, let us know. I'll put it on a bit later on out during the show as well, for those of you who'd like to come on, say hi, and talk about what we'd like to talk about this and stuff that's coming up this weekend, including the England-France game that's going to be on this weekend. That's going to be something worth talking about, especially. Ooh, he's got his France jersey with him.
Obviously, you know which team I'm rooting for.
Okay. First things first. So let's do some house stuff in order. Okay. Can you tell us a bit about the training? Now, we had a promo about that training starting again. Can you tell me what's going on with training this Friday coming, or in the next hour?
Yeah, so it's been quite when they announced the new SOPs and all that. So there was quite a bit of work to try and suss out what's right, what we can or cannot do. So anyway, quite happy to announce Cobra Rugby training officially begins today. Officially begins today, but there are standard operating procedures in place. That means you have to check in at our sports complex, make sure you tag in with the MySejahtera app, and then for those on the list or for those coming in, you have to let us know in advance, because we have capacity, meaning for a training session, we've only got limited numbers allowed. So I think the rule is we've got 20 persons per field. So we got 2 fields, so there's a 40-man session. And training is open for all levels. You got to be at least 16 years old to come and train, boys and girls, and veterans as well. Anybody over 35 or older, you're more than welcome.
This is argument about, at what age is a veteran, because there are some clubs who like over 40 is a veteran, but we've had players who started at a very young age. I mean, we've got someone like Ade and Abang who started when they were 15, and they're only 34, but they're considered legends. So there are 1 or 2 exceptions to the rule. I mean, there's another one. I won't name him, but he's known as White Sox Tan.
I was about to say, is it a White Sox fella?
Yeah, the White Sox fella. So he's another one. I think is considered a young legend, and of course your brother. But he's just turned what? 40. Oh, 40. 40. Okay. He still looks young. Both of them still look young. Yeah. Wow. So anyway, carry on.
Yeah. So that's as far as the senior side goes. So I think just for anyone interested to join, we're open to all levels. Doesn't matter whether you're a national player or a local player. It's training. It's training. So just turn up, train. Fitness, skills. We have so it's open to all, and it's very simple to join. If you want to join, let us know beforehand that you're coming, so that we know. Okay, when you then just come over to the club for a tryout. Just come try out. When you're there, look for a coach or a player in a Cobra jersey, and then say that you wanna try out. So then you'll just make sure you got your boots, your water, get on the field, have a session, and then once you're happy, once you're happy, and then you come and sign up. And it's a simple fee of RM of 10 ringgit only per month.
Yeah, that's for rugby membership, right?
Just for a rugby playing membership, and then you get to train as usual. Just train Tuesdays and Fridays, and then whatever we organize along with it. So
Okay,
I think yeah.
Yep.
So then, just to touch on, I think some are asking whether are the kids training again, which is the Cobrats under 6 to 16. Wait, someone is calling me older today. It's a long day today. It's a long day today.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm still looking younger than you. Just to we'll see.
Okay, Sai is in Germany saying hello, young man. Hello, Snake.
Okay.
German Snake is watching the
He's
show.
awake so early.
Yeah, I know. So
last night, huh?
well, it's either he's alone or somebody woke him up.
Snake eyes.
Yes, noted.
So anyway, the
next
junior rugby we will start next week, Sunday, 21st of March.
Right.
But for all parents and players, do check in your messages. We'll send in the messages to tell you what times, because they are limited. We don't know what the new SOPs will be, but I'm assuming for safety and just general safety for everybody. There will be limited numbers, so we'll have to change the times. We can't have everybody training at the same time as we used to.
And what time will they be starting from?
So our official times for the junior rugby is Sunday 4 to 6, but we may have to break it up into several sessions for a Sunday afternoon. We may move some teams to Saturday mornings as well. We're not so sure just yet, because we don't know what we can or cannot do just yet. And we always find out like 2 days before anything.
Yeah, it's constant changes in the SOPs, but
yeah,
I think
over the year, we're quite happy to come back in. So it's all about getting back into rugby, and of course keeping in mind we're still not clear of the current pandemic, so we still have to keep our eyes and ears out and play safe still.
And vaccines and the whatnots as well that needs to be done.
But again, we're outdoors. We get to go out. We get to run. We get to stretch out. Yeah, sunlight, vitamin D, whatever the science says. Improve our health.
Now, we will have training back on Tuesdays as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So
we're going to training back on Tuesdays. I think we'll announce soon as well that obviously, Read My Game has been busy. So we should be opening up the new expanded gym to the team as well. That means the gym will be closed just for team only.
Oh, okay. For Tuesdays and Fridays.
Yeah. So for those team members and players or members that want to come in for this, Sai is in Samoa. Just want to come, who wants to train. Make sure you're up to date with all your subscriptions. Okay.
Oh, Sai is in Samoa now. Okay. So back in the heat for you. So we look forward to hopefully one day see you again at the club.
So definitely a good boy in Samoa.
Have to be.
Unless he's brought somebody back with him.
Well, we don't talk about that. Right. Next on the issue is the Cobra Bar and Restaurant. What's happening there? Of course, we've got the number down there. You can always call Mr. Boone at 012-212-7000. We'd like to know more about what menus and times. At the moment, it is starting at 3 o'clock till 12.
Yeah, I think
every day except for Sunday, which is until 7 p.m. only. That's the latest that we've been told about the bar and restaurant. So those of you, and it's we'll reiterate the fact that the bar and restaurant is open to the public. So yes, we've always had questions about whether our bar and restaurant is open to public. Yes, it is.
The bar, the rugby, the club, we're open to all. We're open to all, so all's welcome. Good boys and naughty boys. We don't
Haha.
expose people.
You expose yourself. That's usually the case. All right, so basically that's the bar and restaurant. You've talked about the gym, of course, a little bit about the gym. The sports hall itself, how's that going with the basketball at RMG?
That's going quite good, actually. You can. It's. I think the hall's pretty much busy every night. I think there's some people suffering from withdrawal symptoms that they decide that they want to go play ball anytime they can. So you get guys booking at 8 a.m. on a Sunday.
Wow.
To play ball on a Sunday. We're not talking an uncle crowd, where they tend to wake up early anyway. But these are young guys, young guys in their 20s, in their 30s. It's 8 a.m. I'm on the basketball court, so it's pretty good. We've had a decent crowd. Of course, capacity there's limited capacity with the SOPs all in place.
Yep.
So far, it's all right. It's looking. I mean, everyone's welcome. I think if anybody wants to book, do you have the link with you, Rat?
No, I don't actually.
Okay.
That's the one thing I
forgot to say. It's huddlehuddle.com. Is there somewhere I can share it with you?
Yep.
Private chat?
Nope. In fact.
Oh, you got the link?
Huddlehuddle.com.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
So it's a simple process. Find the time you like, press, pay, and it's booked. And then when you come, it'll be sanitized and ready for you to play.
Yes, so the operative word is sanitization. So all the, including the Cobra gym as well.
And one good thing about it is that we got the sports bandits there. Sports bandits have set up their operations there. So if you don't have a team, you don't have a team, so just sign up with sports bandits and they'll have a game for you anytime.
All right. Okay, that's the hall for now. Obviously, for those of you who'd like to come on as a guest, the email is there, cobrarugbytv@gmail.com. Do let us know if you have any burning questions you'd like to ask. And of course, that's very, very good. We did have the one of our great Cobra legends, Mazlan Ismail, who passed away just a few days ago. So it's been quite a sad time for us because we've had two Cobra legends, including Su Chong as well, Tan Su Chong, our emperor, and Malan, our. So yeah, it's something that we haven't been able to, to talk about until today, I suppose. So thank you very much, Kyril, for remembering that. We've obviously had that done during the past week on our social media as well. So please do have one dua al-Fatiha for those who have gone ahead. Right. Anyway, so the first question that's going to be asked today, which is I think the Legends group has already started
really
discussing. Yeah, earlier on, we've got the Welshman and the Dutchman and the Englishman already, and we're probably waiting for the African boys to dig in as well. So the question right now is England versus France. Who will win? That's something that. Are you gonna bring out your France jersey? So you have any questions about that or any comments about that? Do let us know. We're more than happy to hear your comments about it. And if you'd like to come on, again, do let us know. And go on to. I'll put it up again.
But right, you're an England supporter, right?
Yeah, by default.
You've been traditionally following the English team.
Well, I because of being growing up there, and yeah, from a
I
young
spent
age.
some time there, but
Yeah. Well, I also played under 19s county, so I didn't have a choice, and we had to go and watch England games at Twickenham before it was renovated. This was like the 80s, yeah, mid to late 80s. So yeah, don't really have a choice. Well, I do have a choice, but the other team that we should be supporting is, of course, it's Malaysia, which that's by default. So, but a different level altogether.
Well, we had more games, more. If Malaysia played more games, I got more time. We'll be supporting them more.
That's right. That's right. Ship Lake was my school, Ship Lake College.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Get well soon, Eugene.
Yes. So, do you have any comments on the England versus France game? Go on to let us know in the comments section, or if you'd like to talk about it with us on the show right now, we're open for a conversation. Just go to Cobra Rugby TV, send your email to cobrarugbytv@gmail.com. We'll send you a link and you can come onto the show. So if you're brave, and we'd like to hear your thoughts about whether England versus France is going to be a one-sided game. Is it going to be? Yeah. Hi, Abu Zaini. How are you?
Okay. We had him. He's one of our guests from one of our guests from many shows ago.
This is
under Rugby Family.
Under Rugby Family, yes, I remember. Yeah. So once again, go to Cobra Rugby TV@gmail.com. This is the one time that you can actually get to speak to us and speak to everyone out there and find out whether you've got a voice, a face for radio, or what you got.
A face for radio, yes. Maybe you can test our rugby knowledge as well while you're at it.
Yes, if you can try.
So we're not just good-looking talking heads.
Well, speak for yourself. I just talk. Anyway, we can also talk about, obviously.
That's what he
said. Sonny Bill Williams obviously retired this just a few days ago. He announced his retirement from all rugby, and he just wants to be as another bloke who played rugby, and tried his best and all that. I mean, it's very humble of him to say that, but we know how good he is. And
he's good, but you're talking about a guy who is not just a good rugby player. I mean, obviously he's a world-class rugby player, but you're talking about a guy who's achieved some form of cultural status.
That's right.
Everybody knows him. He's known for, it's like everybody knows he's going to do an offload, but then if people stop calling it offload, they call it the Sonny Bill.
Sonny Bill. Okay, so again, if you have any comments, I'm sure, like Eugene has some comments about the England versus France game. Waikiki 2. What about Waikiki 2? What do you want to talk about? Oh, look, Ujang, handsome Dilan hari ini. Red ASL, please. Yeah, I won't have to explain.
Today, according to Izan, I'm looking a bit older. So, Izan, you got to spell my name right first. But at the same time, one has to look older because I just realized I'm wearing the Legends shirt. That's how old I feel. I forgot I was wearing the shirt. So, Legends shirt. Got to look old enough to fit into it.
Okay.
France or England,
Eugene,
tell us then.
France, England, Eugene, or what about Waikiki 2, Eugene? Actually, don't talk about Waikiki too, Eugene. I just remembered.
It sounds like you. The fear, right, is there's a Snake Eyes 2 coming along. Snake Eyes will come along and share a pic.
No. Today, Snake Eyes decided to take a break, so there won't be any photos coming out today. So
Don't mind if I get a bit distracted. Gotta make sure, because team training is starting today. Just gotta make sure that just in case anything pops up.
That's right.
No, I think I think it's interesting that to date the interest for sports in general is interesting. Just that sports in general, that the lack of it during the pandemic when everybody's on lockdown. Then the moment it's released, you can see that's where people just are now hungering to get on the field, to get on the court, to get in the gym. It's an interesting look, and just wondering how long. Well, rugby being such a brutal kind of sport, whether these guys can sustain.
Okay. Jang saying, damn TJ not run gym. Are you run? Oh, you're not around.
I think TJ busy.
Busy today. Busy.
TJ's busy. Did you see the pictures? We're putting spin bikes just outside the door.
Oh no, I haven't seen. You want to show it on your
why not?
Your phone?
Why not?
Yeah.
Rather than seeing both our faces.
Hang on a minute. Let me just you've put it on the WhatsApp group, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me just have a look, and I'll help you come along. In the meantime, please do go ahead and tell them what's going on. Oh, this Friday. Tell us about the who is actually turning up this Friday. Who are expecting to turn up on this Friday?
For
later on at 5:00.
For training. Oh, okay. Of course, we got the boys at the dorms. They're all eager to come back. I think Charles has put the list. According to the list, we got quite a few boys from the team from last year, all eager to come back. And then we've got quite a few new guys coming in. So hopefully we got a few new guys coming in. So look forward to having you guys train with us, and hope to have a good time. I think we've got two guys and a girl joining us as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I just want to highlight, as it was Women's International Day.
Yeah, a few days ago.
Yeah. So anyway, well, in that case, we have our rugby team, and the girls are training too. So when we say training 5:30 to 7:30, we actually mean both men and women, or boys and girls, considering how old we are. But I think for all veterans, if you're keen to have a run around, do join us. It's still open, but I guess I should say it. We are well aware that we are not the young bucks that we used to be, or the young snakes that we used to be. So we train at our pace. We train at our pace. If you want to push yourself, by all means, then it's a credit that you are able to maintain your health and fitness to this day. But if you want to get back in, we don't recommend you push it. Just come have a run around. Yeah, go to your pace. Yeah, end of the day we want you to enjoy your rugby, not suffer for it.
Okay, I'll quickly show you
don't play rugby, you suffer rugby. No, that's not.
Yes. Well, this is the spin bike. Apparently, that's outside the thing at the moment. We may get a guest very soon. He's just sent an email, so I've sent the link to that said person.
So for anyone coming to the site, whether you're a rugby player or the guys who wants to play basketball in the sports hall, right? More than welcome. Just jump on the spin bike to warm up before you set in. I
love they put the bit of greenery around the bike just to use it as a barrier. So funny.
It's a good spot to be in. So no, so like I said, this is part of the little changes that Cobra Rugby Club working with Read My Game, trying to improve the overall experience.
All right, so we've got a guest coming on now.
Oh
Let's
dear,
welcome him
who is?
onto the show. Hey,
What's up, family? Family,
let's put you in
coming,
the.
coming from
Hey,
the
it's Friday, man.
originator. It's Friday, man. Anyway, apologies. I ain't in my Cobra gear. It's
Well,
been a day of work.
you can apologize all you like, but
Yeah,
it's Cobra Friday, so
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
this is live, so you can't really run away and hide your face
yeah.
How's,
anywhere.
That's gonna
how's
go
the
the
next?
litany of sins when the next court adjourns. That's for sure. I mean,
Yes,
yes,
it
yes,
won't be
yes,
too
yes.
far away.
Speaking of
Yeah,
which,
but
how's
I'm
your
not
how's your
too.
leg?
It's coming along good. Doctor was quite surprised because he was like, "Okay, you're on two crutches now, and such a milestone. You should be on one crutch and all that." I was ahead of all of that because I kind of like hobbled around, you
So
know.
proud.
So yeah,
Hey man,
because
for a man at 50,
yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of
it is,
recovery, that's
51,
pretty good,
50.
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It ain't supposed to happen with 51-year-olds, lah. So but okay, lah. So the torture's been pretty good. A lot of good learnings that we can put on for our Cobra physiotherapy. That should
Mm.
be an end, on the business end of things. That's for sure. And yeah, making good progress. Yeah, but yeah, looking forward to when the club, gets back on his legs again. New beginnings. How do you guys feel about it?
Well, we've we've been behind the scenes the whole time, so we've obviously, I wouldn't say excited, but looking forward to getting back to, I wouldn't say the new norm, but at least getting back our players and activity back into the sports hall, or RMG we call it now.
I
Yeah,
think
definitely read my game in the house, man. I mean,
Mm.
he's really putting things big up. Lord Aldilan Anwar. You know how I get all
oh,
really romantic about it, right? All Game of Thrones style, all the right houses are putting it down where it counts. Big up,
but
Rashid Saleh,
but
representing
you
for
know
the Saleh clan.
the is what it was it the throne of blades, is it? What is it?
Yeah, it is a
What is it
throne of
called?
blades. So, if you're smart, you don't want to sit too long on that shit.
No, man. But I
you
think
know?
essentially, I think what the of all the the number of shows that we've had, Cobra is more than just playing rugby. Cobra is more than just playing rugby. So I think it's about, as much as we play rugby, it's good to bring things up, get things, what do you call it, to bring the vibe back, the feel back, the family. I mean, it's
Yeah.
there, but now we gotta grow and share it.
Yeah, I feel you there. I mean, exactly that's what it is. I mean, Cobra is it's all about social justice. That's what Cobra brings. In the bigger scheme of things. We have a universal code of conduct. You know, uh, neither race, creed, or color. You come
You
together
know,
from all different separate fraternities.
your
Yeah, yeah,
universal code of conduct, Eugene. After when the word that popped out is, you say Waikiki.
Like, not only Waikiki, but Waikiki too.
Okay, I
catch
don't
it.
know
I
about
mean,
that one.
we are like that essential chapter, right, for young men or for a lot of fathers, right, or other families, right, that don't possibly know how to navigate that so-called chapter onto the dark side. Cobra is probably the best place. You get some courtship as to how to you know to dabble but not get sucked in. So I think these things are important. I mean, tours be what they may, and of course, what goes on tour stays on tour. So we
Mm.
know. But great initiation. I think on a roll call basis, we've had, yeah, and starting with the example of the late Mazlan Ismail. He was an accomplished academic. He was a professor of sorts. He was a consummate sportsman. He represented Malaysia and all of that, right? And besides him, guys like Setan, who, congratulations, big up to Setan for
Mm.
breaking up with his own architecture firm, and all these kinds of things. We got hustlers like Mamak, in the events game, still pushing it, representing for Rock Legends and all of that. So Cobra is basically Malaysiana, true and true. It represents the best of us, and
You know,
a mesh of cultures.
what I found out is that there was a reputation for Cobra being an alcoholic club.
No, never that, man.
But
Never that.
but
No.
Never
the two
that.
individuals you mentioned were basically linchpins, key players
Sorry.
for the.
So
Huh?
Jeng said, Mama no, Jeng said, Hade Thunder support, which is correct. This is, I think, talking about the legends.
Yeah,
Just turn
yeah.
up. You're already supporting the club.
Big up to Jeng, man. Big up to
Yeah.
Jeng, you know.
Hey, the boys got
Yeah,
speed, man. Still
Yeah.
unbelievable, man.
yeah, yeah.
I,
What?
I'm actually there's a Snake Eyes video of him just zooming off in one of the. But I think I'll ask Snake Eyes to get that out one of these days. You know, there are actually
I
a
remember.
lot of
I know
a
that
lot of
run,
Snake Eye
man. I know that
photos.
run. Oh
Yeah.
shit. Yeah. Near
Mm.
miss,
I'll
near
just,
miss.
Yeah.
I'll just finish off the line where you talk about Doc Malan and Setan. They never touched a single drop of alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Nor were they
So prime
forced or
examples.
influenced or inclined by any means possible.
Mm.
If you don't want to touch it, nope, that's fine. That's your belief. That's your thing. And that's what. And that's how, like you said, right, Malaysiana, right? It's open to all. You live
Yeah,
your own
exactly.
life.
Yeah,
And
we
the
bring the
most important
highest
thing is,
levels.
yeah,
Yeah.
the most
So
important
yeah,
thing
great.
is the rugby and the camaraderie. I mean, it's the epitome of amateur rugby. Even though we did have, like, pros in our midst, but they were treated as fairly as anyone could be when you're in the club. So so that word family, like, something that you espouse, is very, very important, and it becomes more and more important as we've gotten older, I guess.
Hey, but you
Okay.
know where I coined that coined phrase from? I think it
Yeah,
was.
that's what I was about to ask. Where did you get the name that phrase?
Oh man, you know me. I'll be like,
There you go. See, Fendi,
floating after
Mama
and
Van Halen,
mistake.
Cobra
Anyway,
family.
it was basically from watching Shaka Zulu. To be honest, you
Shaka
know,
Zulu.
yeah,
Shaka Zulu.
it was a quote. It was in a scene where his son had been killed, or one of his sons, and, and he was like, "You killed my only family," and he kind of struck me there. Uh, and that's somehow carried through. And you know how I always romanticize things. It's like when Cobra was at his prime, right? The forward's like a Roman legion. It's like a shield front kind of thing. And more than that, right? It it became the black and yellow or the gold. It's because we played for each other. Every respective squad, right, had a sense of continuity. Starting from the very first time we guys stepped foot, and the club was kind of in the pits, right? It went through the every necessary cycle most rugby clubs go through. We were kind of like rebuilding again.
Hmm.
The club was being run by Busu. We had Ali and Sri come down and do what they did, right? And they turned the young men they turned kids into men. Starting with a tour to Penang, and
Oh,
it just grew from there. And
when
then
when
we
when
never
the
used
when
sleep.
the tour to Penang, when the door came off,
All right, and
the
look at
van's
you.
door came off.
Yeah, the red dog came off, and there was a special forces unit that broke off from Penang and headed to Langkawi and back.
Yes,
big up, okay,
and
you know.
got who was it wearing a white tracksuit, got squid ink all over him. Is that Ping? I can't, might have been Ping.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And a failed mooning photograph. Remember?
I don't
Just
know. I
couldn't
can't
cut it with the
recall.
times. Yeah, yeah.
Long time
Camera
ago.
technology, wasn't what it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank goodness.
so carry these values, and
Hmm.
and we used to never be able to put up even a 15-man team. Do you remember?
Yes.
Some of us were like thrust into the throes of Super Rugby, as we call it now. Back then, it was like, what
Hmm.
was it, the Guinness Anchor League, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
and we
were
had guys who were
thrust. We were
represented as
like
well.
laughing stock of the league because there are so many young men.
Yeah, what up to that, and
Hmm.
then I had to go off to uni, right, sometime in '91, and then
Hmm.
you guys carried the flag through, with Guntings, you guys with Chuck, even Norman Felix played their part, right, and the rest of
Hmm.
them, the early crew that came down, right, and even Trevor,
And
remember
and
Trevor, the
and
Canadian.
yeah, Trevor, and then Uncle Ali was there. Sri was still sort of coaching us. JJ was
Yeah,
playing still.
yeah. JJ was playing. Big up JJ. He was our coach for a while.
Yeah,
Made us run on the pitch, and we kind of carried through JJ's tackling culture, because you remember, right? JJ was a big tackler, right? He used to be
yeah.
fearsome on the field as well. And a lot of other legends that have passed through. Though, big up One Champ kind of like untimely demise, fell to cancer as well. But that guy, he drank, but nobody forced him. But yeah, big up. So we've come a long way, and we've had that brotherhood, and we hope to be able to continue to sow this brotherhood and the young blood that comes through. And right now, we have a new positive beginning, I feel.
Mm. Okay, let's talk about the subject of the day at the moment, which is the one is, I mean, you're a big All Blacks fan with Sonny Bill Williams retiring. How is that? That news when it was announced. What were your thoughts on it?
He's being quite astute, I feel. He's done it all. He's basically represented at the highest levels where he's ventured, right? Even in the sevens. I
Mm,
had the pleasure of watching him live in Singapore when he represented, New Zealand, right? That was a really good campaign for them. The Kenyans won that round. But he's done it all, and I'm I'm okay with him retiring for this bit. But you can see, I think he's still in prime condition. And who knows today, right? With modern medicinal science, right? With the technology, right? There's no right thing him coming back, you know, in a couple of years' time. And now he's 35. He's hung up his boots for a while. And
mm,
like I always said, right, like in our neck of the woods and in Southeast Asia, right, rugby is going to be big, and like it or not, right, which is an important topic. It will be professional at some stage. So
mm.
Sonny Bill could come out, right, and still make good, and still be strapping on rugby boots. I'm not too sure with his move to becoming and going to heavyweight boxing, because I know that scene, but good on him, and good luck to him, Yeah, but that's a different thing altogether, man. So yeah. But
Quick
topic
hello
of the
to
day,
yeah, a quick hello
yeah,
to
you were saying?
Azli Kasim Botak, who's recuperating as well at home. So
Well,
speedy recovery to you. Of course,
yeah.
I did say I will come and visit him whenever I can. So quick hello to him. Happy Friday to you as well.
Well,
Okay,
Well, the
so
viewers, Abang Azli is one of the top rugby photographers.
and actually
yeah.
one of the top rugby players then as well
Yeah,
with
he used to be enemy.
NS
I was gonna
Wanderers,
say big
and
up,
he's
big
played
up, we're enemy. Yeah, NS, right?
national
National
player as
colours,
well,
right?
and he's played for Cobra as well.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Hmm.
These all
So I mean,
NS slick buys, a bunch of forwards, right? That you can never beat because they all can sidestep. You got slick guys, a really, really good counter offensive side. But yeah, but for tonight, right? Viva la France, man. you know.
yeah. So okay, yeah.
I
So
know.
let's the England France game. So who do you think will win? What are your thoughts? I mean,
Oh
as
man,
as a neutral.
oh
there,
man.
there it is. Look at him.
Yeah. I
There you
mean,
go. Go put it up there. Okay, there you go. Happy. All
yeah.
right. Okay.
Okay, okay.
All
I've
right.
known that. I've
Okay,
known
one
that.
point, one
I've
point,
known
one
that.
point.
Yeah. That's basically consistent with Lord of Dylan, man, because he likes the stylistic thing, which is because France is
Like his
basically a
hair.
country. Yeah. I mean, Ash, you know what? We should spin off on his hair, right? Get some sponsorship, you know what I mean? For the club, And, we are, in the throes of doing that. But anyway, yeah. Uh, yeah, definitely, it's going to be close. There'll be a fair amount of kicking, so like infringement, committing penalties. That's going to be something, and then how the ref interprets the game, right? But I think the French could do it. If they manage well enough up front and
Hmm.
they manage to stymie the English forwards, uh, then it's just going to be up to the discipline levels as well, and that's going to count more and more. I feel so. But my nod will be to France for sure for the upcoming tie.
Here's a question for you. I mean, what do you think went wrong with England's season? Because England's always going to be the perennial, so-called
Fucking
gonna be
chokers,
critical.
mate. Sorry for the language.
So what do you think went wrong this season for them, though? Especially with the very crucial losses. I mean, losing to Scotland is usually not something that is
Big
thought
up
about. But
Scotland, man.
yeah.
Yeah, big up.
So,
Yeah, Scotland the brave,
this-
man. Yeah, what?
So what was, in your opinion, what went wrong with England this season?
I don't know. It could be a host of factors, but chiefly among them could be, when they started off, right? If I'm not mistaken, some of these guys have been involved in the various European leagues, right? And in Gallagher Cup and here and there as well on the club level. And I mean, the rugby over there is starting to pick up. If you've been following it, right? It's no longer the same. Very very boring, very very staid. Forwards, and then it's back to the backs. They've basically adopted some of the innovations that came from the southern hemisphere. So, and I suppose that takes its toll as well. Some quarters have been arguing that the leagues have been too long anyway. So maybe some of the players have been drained from that, and then in neutralized training, they're not really up for it. But then the same can be argued for the players from Wales and all of that, right? But that really begs the question. It's that, and it's funny because even maybe Clive Woodward imagined that, and that England would win the World Cup when it did, right? On purely executing the technicals perfectly, not conceding too many penalties, and they had Johnny Wilkinson. What else, it's for those of us who played it long enough, rugby is a cruel game, it's what it is, I wouldn't go
But do
so far
you
as to say,
This comes to the question, right? If you recall, Australia lost to England in the finals.
yeah,
20? I don't know, but 2013 or something.
that's the one. That's 2003.
That's one where England beat Australia in the final. Wasn't that an Eddie Jones team?
I'm not sure, but
Okay, the point
You
I'm
see, the
making is that
England-
Australia had an unbeaten run.
yeah,
Okay, then after a significant tournament, they could not win the championship or for a significant tournament. And then right after that, their run was kind of 50-50.
yeah.
Which is
I'm hazy, but I kind of
which
remember
is an
that
Eddie
phase.
Jones team.
Yeah, but
Then he left for Japan, and then of course what happened in Japan, what he did.
he
how
was
turned around
he was
Japan.
vilified. Yeah, he left for Japan and he came back, and now they were like, oh, open arms back to
Yeah.
Eddie, and
So
and
now
then
he's
now there's
with
question marks
England.
arising again. Yeah,
So England had a significant tournament success, lost in the finals, and then they had a good run, and now they have quite a few. Now they're in a bit of a slump, so to speak. Is that
How would you
is that
describe it?
trend with,
You're talking about there's parallels for Eddie Jones's
the
teams.
parallels, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but having
Or
said
is
that,
or is
right?
it just an England thing?
I happen to think that it might be an England thing because it's synonymous with its football, isn't it? It's a world power, no doubt. But it's going to be sometime, right?
A lot of people
Like
will
hell
have.
freezes over almost. I'm sorry for the footy fans out there, but
I know, but
yeah,
a lot of people
and
will
we've seen
disagree
it,
with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they win a big match, right? And it's coming home, and that's the problem, like
Wait.
for
I
those
gotta
of
ask
you who are
something.
like, but
How
yeah,
many English players are in Liverpool and the top 4 teams in the Premiership?
how many English
English
players?
players.
Not many actually.
How does it?
I think United will have a couple. Liverpool, they'll pull a couple, but
Okay. Now this is
it's not that. It's not that. It's a combination of a lot of things for England. It's also the press. It's also the weight of expectation.
boring,
It's
predictable.
exactly, which is the difference between French and English.
Yeah, let's talk about the French. I mean, Saf McSafson said, not a slump, just boring, predictable currently. But hasn't that been for England? I mean, I know I keep talking about England, but hasn't that been, being an England fan myself, had that been boring the last decade? Because Eddie Jones did bring some steel into the team, but obviously fell short in the last World Cup. But
I'll tell you what Eddie Jones did. He made England at least better to watch than under Clive Woodward's time.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
but have you noticed? Let me talk about this. I mean, they always criticize for kicking the ball, and then won the World Cup through a kick, a drop kick. But have you noticed since then, a lot of teams have done a lot of tactical kicking. Now, are you saying that England were boring because they kept kicking, or have they started? They started I wouldn't say a revolution, but they other teams and other countries realized that, hey, actually what England did is good, because you're gaining ground tactically, and you notice since then every team, barring none, I think have done a lot of tactical kicking. You see it now in the Southern Hemisphere. Maybe not as much with the South Africans, but definitely, and you see Super Rugby now.
Started it, and then somebody did it better.
I guess so, but so you can't turn around and say, you can't call in England a kicking team anymore. It's the same as now you can't call England's football team a team that likes to hoof the ball up to the middle and
no longer.
Exactly.
It's really now the psyche as well. For a while, right? Like, for us, ego trip, because we played rugby in Malaysia, where it's not a rugby nation. But had we even been a primary rugby power, right, our lives, our names would be celebrated for the run, the wins that Cobra put together, holding together two fronts of the league and all of that, right? And contributing a whole lot of players that form the very fabric of what is Malaysian rugby, including the coaching and the whole landscape as well. The Cobra strength was a lot to do with the psyche as well. We went through a phase where we were isolated, 10 out of against the odds, right? More in '96. Then everybody thought, this must be a one-off. Then we continued winning it, right? And then we carried that through, right? And a lot of it was the fact that the psyche was built, was strong. Every single bit of thing that we did, right? We regards to, the equal measure for every man. Or if you're a new guy, we don't care what trapping of life you come from. Rich, poor, whoever you are, right? You carry the water bucket, you this, you do that. Rashid went through that. I went through that as well. That's basically enmeshed into our culture, and it built that confidence, it built that brotherhood, which we all call family. And it included all the get-togethers where we were all. Some of the guys had to answer calls where they were telling their significant others they were in a meeting, they were going to finish in the next 15 minutes, they would be on their way. And we force them to drink the next 3. They were the next 2 hours, But that's like love, genuinely love. And then on the pitch, right, you play for each other. And we soon together a strong run, right? And the reason the Blacks were dominant as well, because they could pull players of equal quality, right, or dedication, right, maybe not as skilled, right, from the singers to fill in the gaps, right, to enforce the Cobra way of playing, including Omeras and all of that, right? And yeah, we went through that. So it's a psyche. So in a miniature level, right? England has got to get that psyche, of hey, we're all that, and that swagger, like the French have been tragic, right? We all know that, right? 2 finals in one, yeah, really underappreciated, right? But they've got the psyche. They've got that swagger, and I think they'll do it. And like in the next World Cup, right? It's upcoming World Cup, right, in France, right? Shit, man, I wouldn't write them off, man.
I think which comes to which comes to a point here. So sorry, they said, tactical kicking, yes, but perhaps a tad excessive or perhaps repetitive. Sometimes you think you're watching Wimbledon. It's the more you think about it, the more there's a fair bit. The more you think about it,
Yeah, but having said that, right, there's an importance to the purveyor of being purveyor of those systems, because for Johnny Wilkinson to kick the 3 points, right, you need to have enough backs, you have enough cuts and enough forward action, right, to get in a position where you're ideally
Yes.
set up for the 3 points.
Yes.
So you still have to bring the physicality at play, right, and you got to still be very, very dominant at the ruck. So yeah, definitely, I still rate the England forwards, because on their day they can still turn it on, which leads to my next point. They're not a team that has high fluidity, which is also part of the English makeup. It's very, very deliberate. The setup is there. It's perhaps, for want of a better word, over position, because they set their sights on meeting New Zealand in the semi-final, right?
And that was it.
And they did. They outplayed themselves in the semi-finals, right? And they really blitzkrieg New Zealand in the semi-finals, right? And they were spent, by the time it was
mentally
the
as well.
finals, and they were, exactly, mentally as well, because now they're like, oh shit, we've got the other Southern Hemisphere giant, the Springboks, to face,
Yes.
and kudos to that. For me, it's like, keep it Southern Hemisphere or let the Frenchies have it, man, because they deserve it, So that's me anyway.
Okay, let's talk about France. Because we've
Yeah.
they've got a very exciting young side this year. In fact, they're very unlucky to lose in that special Autumn Cup last year, and now they've gone, guns blazing in this year's Six Nations. So, is this a dawn of a new era? Like you said, they should. France 2023, right? Coming up. So they've got these 2 years to really prove themselves, or will they peak like most New Zealand teams in the past? Peak too
I
soon,
think they
rather.
still got a good runway. I still think they do. It's still sufficiently young. So what's the average age? Was it 23 at some point?
23.
Yeah. So yeah, they've got ages to go. Yeah, and it would be a good time, because when some of them are 25, some will be 27, right? That's the time, when you really have a strong squad, and you win World Cups with that, like it or not. But they've got to remain inventive, because with a host of rule changes and all of that nowadays, right? Yeah, some of the stuff we used to be able to do, we can't do now, right? And yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, but the French are always mischievously dangerous. So yeah, the French is like our equivalent is like NS. NS in the late 90s, early 2000s, right? That was they played that breakaway, broken style. When you least expect it, right? They'll attack on the fringes, use their heavy forwards, in the wide areas, where we never used to, and yeah, in some way, yeah, now we attack in separate pods as well, the way we play our game, where we break the forwards up in 3 sets. And yeah, it's going to be who's going to be more tenacious on that day. It's also going to be the weight of the press, I feel. If the press in the English press, like, heap too much pressure and start riding them off, slagging them off, then the English might come back and pull off a win, But, if the English are all fingers crossed, we'll have this to our advantage. And this, and then it's going to be a choker series, I think.
I've been very impressed with their scrum half, Antoine Dupont.
Yeah,
he's been I mean, as a scrum half, you usually look at people in your own position, and he's not only been a breath of fresh air, but he's brought the French have always had flair, but he has really, he's been, I wouldn't say unpredictable, but he's been amazingly, someone that young, but someone who has been so, is so talented, and it's so good to see a side that has one of these two characters. You were going to say something, Dylan?
Yes, I was. No, because the French have always been unpredictable, which is one of the reasons why, and I love watching the French play. You don't know what you're gonna get on the field. Whereas England, you know what you're gonna get, but France, you don't know. They could have a terrible game, but you enjoy. But for 5 minutes in the game, they play brilliantly, and you just walk away and say, "Oh, that was a good game."
But you know what's really ironic? So they're coached by a Welshman.
The
So-
defensive coach, right? Sean Edwards.
Yeah, Sean Edwards, defensive coach is
No, the head coach is Fabian Gauthier.
Yeah, I
He's
know. I'm
a-
just saying there
Yeah.
also there's a coach, there's a Welsh. I mean, I can't remember having a Welsh coach in the French side in the past. I mean, I I've always thought,
They
until
are crediting. They're giving a lot of credit to him for making France a good defensive team.
oh, there we go.
Uh,
See, Stuart's still awake. Hello, Mr. Wedlake. It's very late there, and
Isn't it happy hour for him? Or it's
Yeah.
always happy hour?
it's happy hour from Mr. Wedlake all the time. Yes, Dupont was player of the Six Nations last year, but he's still, he's become a lot more. Here we go.
It's English.
No.
There you go.
Oh, he's English. Sean Edwards, yes. I thought he was Welsh.
Fact check.
Hmm.
Snake Eyes noted.
I think he's Welsh, isn't he?
I don't know, but I do. Well, whatever it is, that man, I think Sean Edwards has put some. I don't know. They put some discipline into the French defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Where they can be quite lackadaisical when it comes to the forward play.
Yeah, you're right. He's English. Okay. Just
But
remember, I think maybe he was. Did he coach part of the Welsh coach setup? Maybe that's probably why. Anyway, so going to put you on the line. So England, France. Who do you think will win? And what do you think the scoreline will be? We don't have to have the exact scoreline, but at least will it be a close game, Eugene, or is it going to be one of these boring kicking games? Or
I think the French could do it with 2 tries by 2-try advantage. I think it's going to be one of those uncanny games, and yeah, it's the rest just gonna not be favorable to England. I feel now.
okay, let's. I got another, well, my question to you is is it gonna be a game worth watching?
Yes, it will. Yes.
yeah. I mean,
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
It will be because
it's going to be a
because-
face-saving effort for sure for England. They've got to try and win something. So yeah, and
winning
is
against
it,
Italy
because
isn't considered a win, is it?
but don't write the Italians off, right? Because not so long ago when the Japanese were content to doing things their way ahead of the curve, right? For rugby, right? Not a lot of people paid attention, and look where they are now, And and they've got a samurai and bushido attitude, right? So they will definitely have the psyche when they play, and I always feel the English will feel a bit guilty because they've been, colonial rulers, right? Even over the Welsh and the Irish and the Scottish. Sure that they've been fortunate that they've been won over historically over the French, right? So yeah. So we've had all the winnings during the days of the Great Empire. Now we're not certain nowadays. The gods of rugby and football don't smile so favorably on England, definitely. So yeah. Allez les Bleus!
I'm looking forward to the game regardless.
When is it? Tonight or tomorrow? I'm not quite sure now.
Gracious, I don't know.
Italy are building for the next World Cup. That's what Stuart says.
Yeah, I can dig that. They got some fresh young faces now. Good time to. This is the kind of tournament they need to blood their youngsters.
Yeah, but Dupont reminds me of, right? He reminds me of the late Juice when the Westleys of South Africa, right?
He to me, is probably the best scrum half.
Bar none. Definitely. Yeah. He was. I mean, the South African squad, right? Phenomenal.
Yeah, the late Juice van der Westhuizen. He's phenomenal. As a young kid, you watch him, you think, "Wow, I wish could even have half his intelligence."
Yeah, and he didn't come in typically like your average scrum half, right?
Yes.
Because he was tall, right?
Yes.
Ahead of his time, and he was really tall. He had like a very stocky gait even for a tall guy, right? But he was fast, he was agile, and if you remember that kick and chase try that he had against the British Lions, no less, right? Where he popped the ball in the scrum, he got it out, right? Sidestepped the guy and kicked and chase, right? Dupont reminds me of that, and you when we have scrum halves like that, right? They always bring that advantage as well, and his passing is really good also as well, and that counts, yeah. Who's Aaron Smith is widely known as the best scrum half the game has
Wow, I
seen,
mean
right?
that's people talked about Georgie Gregan like that. George Gregan as well. I mean, he was
Yeah, exactly. That's why they won
but
when they did.
yeah.
Sure, and it was that combination as well that used to give us New Zealand fans a lot of worry because it was a Gregan Larkham connection, right?
Oh
and
yeah.
and they, yeah, and
That
it
was
really
amazing
put paid to the
connection.
center work right in the middle in the midfield, right? Yeah, and it made
That
Jason
was
Little
an
look
amazing
very
connection.
good. Yeah, and that was it, and all these pairings count. So yeah, I'm just surprised. I don't see Ntamak's name anywhere. Is he out of the squad? Is he injured?
Not sure. I mean, I haven't
I don't
checked.
know. He wasn't even on the bench.
Yeah, maybe he's
Yeah.
injured.
So you're the yeah. So Smith is widely known because of the precision and the speed of his pass. Besides being very very opportunistic, right? So different scrum halves, right? As you can see, TG Perenara brings a different kind of game again, right? He's more bruising. He almost plays like a ninth forward, almost. In addition to the scrum, huge tackler, right? So you feel like you've got three flankers to deal with, and they turn over possession from there. But the French game will be different, and decided this time, yeah, the forwards will have to protect Antoine Dupont. Especially his Lucy's, right? And yeah, they'll be able to thrive, I think.
Okay, who would be your for France, England? Okay, okay, can you point out from France and from England who would be the basically be a standout player for the game when they play this weekend? Who do you think is going to be the standout player for France and England? One from
Don't
each,
know
please.
lah what mood Farrell's in, right? Because
Okay, so
despite
obviously
his,
Farrell's on the list.
despite his
Obviously
problems,
Farrell's
right,
there.
with bad boy and all that, like we've had our very own, right? So you never know. Could turn it on, be a game changer, but
I'm
I
think
think
I'm
I think the
thinking
second,
I'm thinking
yeah,
Maro
who you,
Ito might
yeah,
be in for
Itoje is gonna play a very very crucial role.
for France.
Yeah, set piece counts for a lot, and if Itoje gets his way, gets to disrupt a lot of, gets to jack a fair amount of and give turnover possession and do enough in the lineouts, right? Then maybe some sunshine for England. But if they come in all predictable, like then definitely the French are gonna snipe
Yeah, but
and break away.
who will be the France? Because obviously England will be targeting Dupont,
Hmm.
so he may not. So they could unless Eddie Jones has some ideas on who they're going to target to disrupt. So who do you think might just stand out? I mean, Dupont. Dupont is the obvious answer to some extent, but who else on the French team would you look at? Having a standout match against England.
If Dupont plays the way he usually plays, then it's gonna be the difference might probably be out in the wings. They've recalled Nakarawa. Yeah, so they're gonna bring some pace and power. I think Teddy Thomas is still in the mix. That French number 12 is pretty steady. What's his name? Della something, right? You know me, I just look at the Bowery players like, I mean, even though it's like, yeah, but yeah.
Okay,
I've
well,
had a good read of lineup. I
I'm,
like the flanker though.
I like Aldrit.
Who's he?
Aldrit, I think he's number 8. The French
Who's
number
the number
8.
7?
Olivon, I think. Oh no, he's
Yeah, I like the number 7, right?
Olivon, not sure.
Yeah.
It's,
And the French
because
number 12.
I don't know. The French keep changing their players sometimes. Dupont is
No,
like
it's
the
good.
only
It's good. It's
consistent.
good. Yeah. And Southern Hemisphere participation in the European leagues have obviously helped, and it's a different dimension now. But yeah, maybe my scoreline would be like a 24-10 to the French.
Oh, 24-10.
Okay, you've heard it here first.
All right.
Very, very quickly, before we do go off,
Yeah.
obviously we've got the Scotland-Ireland game. Stuart said that the Scotland-Ireland game going to be a cracker as well.
I can dig that.
Because
Yeah.
obviously the Scottish have got a lot to prove. Very quickly, Saf said French props. The triple XL is one size too small. Uni Antonio, Rabas Limani. Yeah, of course. That's true.
The props had problems last game.
Yeah.
The French props had problems last game.
Yeah.
So some rather insightful comments. Scotland versus Ireland. That's going to be an interesting game. Well, personally for me, Scotland. I am liking Finn Russell, obviously, at the fly half position, at the 10 position. He's brought in some swag to the Scottish game, I feel.
They're looking interesting this year. That's all I can say. They're looking interesting.
Was it used to be Gregor Townsend, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know.
It used to be Gregor. Oh god.
Gregor.
But Finn Russell plays his pro rugby in France.
Yeah. That makes the difference, lah. But yeah, they won't win for a long time to come. I think the Scottish might. The Scottish realistically can't be planning for World Cup glory. So they should take their time. We've been in the dark ages for a long time.
Oh well.
All right, so we've actually gone past the 1 hour mark. Thank you very much, Eugene, for joining us. It's been insightful. Are you going to be? Are we seeing you at the club one of these days? Just
not today.
Post rugby.
Coming on Sunday?
Post rugby.
13 in it. This is tomorrow, in it. The coaches do is
Sunday.
14th.
14th.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was always under the impression was yeah. I would be at the club, but I can't train, so it's going to be frustrating watching you guys.
Oh no! You get used to it, even if you're not injured.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
No, we can't stop, lah. We can't stop. For those of us who are like, I feel involved in the coaching game, we've got to like maintain a semblance of fitness. We are Cobra coaches.
Well,
run around.
There will be a new training session for legends and above. Yeah, it's called rehabilitation and revitalization training.
Oh yeah, we need some of that. Yeah.
Goodness.
And it's a workout. There's no other extras involved.
Yeah, we need that. And a good massage. Good massage facilities.
So, exactly. Well. That's the question I wanted to ask. So when is Dr. Nick coming in?
That's a good question.
When will he be in? Yeah. So
I think
that'll be probably the first place I'll be going to.
Let's even enough space for that.
Set up their spot first, Doc Nick or the MMA gym.
Doc Nick lah.
Now it's a race between these two facilities right now.
Yeah.
Physio or the MMA.
Yeah, they all can ready. Yeah, it's good focal point as well. Yeah. First to get that going.
All right. Okay. So time for us to say goodbye. Once again, thanks again, Eugene, for joining us. For those of you, of course, we'll hope to catch you again next Friday on Cobra TV Friday session. And you have any questions between now and then, do let us know. Put it in the comments, write to us, email us, and let us know what you think. And I hope to see you guys in person at the RMG, the RMG Sports Hall, and also at Cobra Rugby Club. So from the three of us,
we would like you guys to write in, send your comments, or come in as a guest. If not, Snake Eyes is gonna take the show. take over the show. So that's just saying, if Snake Eyes take over the show, don't you know.
Hey man, we gotta go through all the
We have no
archives,
control over that
evidence.
part.
There's so many. I wouldn't say incriminating, but there's so many photos, and there's more coming through. That's what I've been told by Snake Eyes.
What do you mean?
There's
That's
some
what you mean?
that
Snake
there's-
Eyes
there's
is gonna
some-
call us out. So if you had some nice legendary stories about yourself, you'll be sure to know that Snake Eyes will have the actual proof of it.
You know,
And
the
a few
one
have been
photograph,
a few
right?
have been called out, saying that you'll never have any photos of me. And boom, the next moment his photo was shown on. So yeah.
Yeah. But the one photograph we've got to all, to get right is Jerome's photograph during Lab 110. That one photograph, and and call out to Balu Masro, Mr. Masro Manso. He's got evidence of that. You just gotta dig through your old digital camera, you'll find it. Because that would definitely make Jerome like stand up upright, right?
That's a
he
heinous crime photo. That one, like
Anyway,
leave it at
he's
that.
not a
Leave
human
it at that.
driver, right?
Leave it at
he
that.
was the tour judge. Remember?
Yeah, exactly. And the tour judge, right? And not only that, the tour discipline manager for the day, right, passes out at 12 in the afternoon. Was it 11 something before Cobra's second game? Or was it right after
Yes.
Cobra's second game?
Yeah.
All right.
Evidence.
With particular parts asunder.
Yeah.
On that note, I think I'll just call it right. I think,
Yeah. We're gonna call it a day. So
We're
thank you very
gonna call
much.
it a
We'll
day.
see you guys at training in 15 minutes. Okay, from all of us
Cheers,
here,
then.
thank you very much. We'll see you again. Bye bye.
Good